That version of you, stronger, wiser, calmer, more whole, they're watching you. Watching how you start your mornings. Watching what you tolerate. Watching what you choose when no one's watching. Watching whether you quit or keep going. They're not judging you. They're not angry. They're just hoping, praying you don't give up. You see, your future self knows something you don't. They know what's waiting on the other side of today's struggle. They've seen the view after the climb. They've felt the peace that only comes from perseverance. They know the reward of staying the course, especially when it's hard. And that voice, that whisper through the silence, it's saying something simple but sacred. Keep your head up. Your future self is counting on you. You're not the only one who's fallen, not the only one who feels stuck, not the only one fighting demons no one else can see. But here's the truth. Every great life starts with a great fall. So this isn't the end. It's the part where the story changes. You fell. Maybe you hit rock bottom. Or maybe you're just slowly sinking, wondering if anyone even notices. But I need you to hear me now. Falling doesn't mean failing. Staying down, that's what failure looks like. Falling is how we learn the ground beneath our feet was never solid to begin with. It's how we learn to build something deeper, something that can't be shaken. No one gets through this life without a fall. Not the strongest men, not the smartest women, not Denzel Washington, not you. The fall is where we meet ourselves. It's where the lies get stripped away. The pride burns off. The excuses lose their power. You learn fast. Rock bottom doesn't care about your image, your GPA, your followers, your job title. Rock bottom asks you one question. What are you really made of? That version of you who fell? That's not your end. That's your invitation. An invitation to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know you had, to rise, slower maybe, but stronger. You might have fallen, but don't stay there. Look up, even if your hands are shaking, even if you feel like a mess. Look up, because there's a future version of you, standing at the top of that mountain, waiting to meet the person who never gave up. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones who never fall. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. They get back up, bruised, limping, bleeding, but they rise. And every time they do, they get one step closer to that future self, one step closer to the life they were born for. So if you're down right now, good. It means you're in the fight. It means you've got skin in the game. Now here's the question. Will you rise? Keep your head up. Your future self is counting on you. Discipline isn't loud. It doesn't brag. It doesn't post every win. Discipline is quiet. It shows up at 5 a.m. when no one's watching. It says no when everyone else is saying yes. It does the thing, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. See, motivation is emotional. It comes and goes. It gets excited, then disappears. But discipline stays. It shows up tired. It shows up frustrated. It shows up heartbroken. It shows up when no one's clapping. And it keeps showing up until the work is done. Your future self isn't built on hype. It's built on habits. Tiny, invisible actions that seem like nothing today, but compound into transformation. Waking up on time, turning off the screen, drinking the water, making the call, stretching, writing, listening, waiting. These are the bricks of a solid life. And every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're casting a vote for the future you want to live in. Discipline doesn't promise comfort. It promises growth. And growth always costs you something. Comfort zones will whisper, just relax. Take a break. You've done enough. but your future self is whispering something else. I know you're tired, but please keep going. The truth is, discipline feels like sacrifice in the moment, but freedom in the long run. While others chase shortcuts, you're building roots. While others seek hacks, you're building habits. And when the storm comes, because it always does, it won't be talent that saves you. It'll be discipline. It'll be the decision you made weeks ago to keep walking, even when the path was unclear. Discipline is the slow grind that creates fast growth, the invisible force behind every visible win, the backstage work that powers the standing ovation. It's brushing your teeth at night, even when you're exhausted. It's writing the email you're afraid to send. It's hitting the gym when your body says no, but your vision says yes. No one sees the work, but they feel the results. And while others say, you're lucky, you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It was discipline. Your future self is living a life you can barely imagine right now. Not because they're better than you, but because they chose better daily. And that power, it's in your hands now. So if you're tired of starting over, stop quitting. Stay consistent. Stay focused. Stay planted. Your time is coming, and discipline is how you'll get there. Keep your head up. Your future self is counting on you. There's a lie you've been told, maybe by others, maybe by yourself, and it's this: you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not strong enough. That lie, it didn't start with you. It started the first time someone made you feel small, the first time you failed and someone laughed, the first time you reached and didn't grab it. And from that moment on, that lie became a shadow, showing up every time you try to grow, every time you try to believe again, every time you stand at the edge of something new. But hear me clearly. That voice is lying to you. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far behind. You're human. And humans grow. Humans stumble, fall, and rise again. You have strengths you haven't even discovered yet. You have rooms you haven't entered, people you haven't met, gifts you haven't unwrapped. And the only thing standing between you and the life you were meant for is the lie that says you can't have it. Every time you hear, you're not good enough, I want you to ask a better question. Good enough for what? For perfection? That's a trap. For someone else's approval? That's a prison. For the life that's aligned with who you are? You're more than good enough. You're exactly right for it. And remember, your future self isn't asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to be real, to try, to start, to stand, to step in the direction of growth, even if your knees shake. The truth is, greatness was never about being flawless. It's about being faithful to your values, to your vision, to your voice. It's about rejecting the noise and choosing your own truth. You don't overcome the lie by arguing with it. You overcome it by living, by doing the thing anyway, by writing the page, launching the idea, lifting the weight, leaving the situation, speaking the truth. You prove that voice wrong every time you act like you matter, because you do. So next time the lie shows up and says you're not good enough, smile, because that lie only shows up when you're getting close to something real, something powerful, something that scares the part of you that wants to stay small. Keep walking, keep building, keep believing, and most of all, keep your head up. Your future self is counting on you. Becoming unrecognizable in the best way. There will come a time, sooner than you think, When someone from your past won't recognize you. Not because your face has changed, not because your voice sounds different, but because your energy has shifted. Because the way you walk into a room has weight now. Because the way you speak, calm, grounded, unapologetic, makes people pause. You'll look like the same person on the outside, but on the inside, you've become someone they never saw coming. See, real growth isn't cosmetic. It's not about followers or filters. It's internal, invisible at first, quiet, but it builds day by day, choice by choice, until one day, the things that used to shake you don't even reach you. The people who used to drain you can't access you. The distractions that once owned you don't interest you anymore. You start making decisions from peace, not pressure. You speak with clarity, not fear. You move with intention, not desperation. And slowly, you become unrecognizable, not in the way the world tells you to, not plastic, not pretend, but in a way that's powerful, whole, healed, real. But here's the part no one tells you. To become unrecognizable, you have to be willing to disappoint the version of you that stayed small. You have to outgrow your comfort zone, break your own patterns, let go of the identity that was built in survival, and step into the one built in truth. You'll lose people, you'll confuse people, you'll trigger people, and that's okay, because you're not here to stay the same. You're here to transform. You are not obligated to remain the version of yourself that other people remember. You're allowed to change, to upgrade, to evolve, to heal so deeply that the old you becomes a stranger, even to you. And that transformation, that power, that glow people start asking about, it came from nights of silence, from lonely growth, from choosing alignment over approval, from finally saying, I'm done shrinking to make others comfortable. So let them whisper, let them doubt, let them stare. You've got a life to build. And the more you commit to becoming the future you, the version that's free, fulfilled, fearless, the less you'll even remember the version that kept pretending to be fine. Keep rising, keep changing, keep becoming, keep your head up. Your future self is proud, and they can't wait to meet the person you're becoming. Your life is a garden, and whether you realize it or not, every thought, every habit, every belief you hold, it's a seed. Every day you're planting. Every day you're watering. The question isn't, am I growing something? The question is, what am I growing? You see, your focus is fertilizer. What you give your energy to will expand. If you feed fear, it grows. If you feed doubt, it grows. If you feed distractions, they multiply. But the opposite is also true. If you feed your dreams, they get louder. If you feed your discipline, it strengthens. If you feed your faith, it deepens. If you feed your purpose, it starts blooming, even in the darkest soil. Most people don't realize they're feeding their own destruction. They scroll and wonder why they feel empty. They gossip and wonder why trust is missing. They procrastinate and wonder why progress is slow. But nothing in your life changes until you change what you're feeding. You have to starve the story that keeps you stuck. You have to stop giving air to the voice that says you can't. You have to stop feeding what's draining you. Every time you entertain a negative thought about your worth, you're watering weeds. Every time you doubt yourself but keep moving forward anyway, you're watering greatness. And the truth is, you won't always see results right away. Some seeds take time. Some roots grow underground before anything appears above the surface. But if you're consistent, if you keep feeding the right things, one day the growth will be undeniable. The habits will stick, the peace will come, the clarity will increase, and you'll wake up in a life that looks like the one you used to only visualize. But none of it happens by accident. You have to be intentional. You have to choose what gets your time, your attention, your belief. Because life is always growing. The question is whether it's growing in your favor or against you. So ask yourself, what am I feeding today? Is it fear or is it faith? Is it comfort or is it character? Is it the critic or the creator? Starve the story that says, I'm not ready. Starve the habits that keep you stuck. Starve the doubts that sound familiar, but lead nowhere. Then feed what builds you. Feed what fuels your future. Feed what aligns with who you're becoming. Keep your head up. Your future self is counting on what you feed today. At some point, you have to stop waiting. Waiting for the green light. Waiting for the right timing. Waiting for someone to say you're ready. Waiting for the world to approve what your soul already knows. The truth? You don't need anyone's permission to evolve, to grow, to change, to start again, to dream louder, to become someone that even your past self wouldn't recognize. Too many people live their whole lives stuck in invisible cages, not because they're locked in, but because they think they need permission to walk free. Permission from their parents, from their friends, from their past, from that voice that whispers, who do you think you are? You don't need permission to heal. You don't need permission to leave the room that keeps shrinking your potential. You don't need permission to set boundaries, to raise your standards, to protect your peace. You don't even need permission to forgive yourself. The world won't always clap when you change. Some people will resist your growth, not because you're wrong, but because your light exposes what they haven't dealt with. They'll say you've changed like it's a crime. But evolution is not betrayal. It's survival. You were not born to stay static. You were born to rise, and rise again, and again. You were born to stretch, to question, to unlearn, to become. So stop asking people for directions to a place they've never been. Stop waiting for the committee to vote on your worth. Stop shrinking so someone else doesn't feel insecure standing next to you. Your vision was given to you, not to them. And your job is not to convince them, it's to honor it. Even if it's misunderstood, even if it's mocked, even if it's lonely. Because the right people, the real ones, they'll meet you on the path, not try to block the gate. Let today be the day you stop asking, am I allowed? And start declaring, I've decided. You decide what your life looks like. You decide who gets access. You decide how high you rise. No permission slip needed. No validation required. Keep your head up and walk boldly, because your future self has already given you permission. Nobody wants the storm. Nobody asks for it. But the truth is, storms don't show up to destroy you. They show up to reveal you, to strip away what's weak, to test what's real, to teach you what you're truly capable of when everything comfortable is shaken. You can't avoid every storm, but you can decide who you are in the middle of it. See, the storm doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't wait until you're ready. It doesn't send a warning. It just hits. It knocks the wind out of you. It rearranges your priorities. It humbles you. It forces you to let go of what doesn't matter and hold tighter to what does. And in that chaos, in that discomfort, in that breaking open of your life, you'll find a version of you that's more powerful than you've ever met. We don't grow from the easy chapters. We grow from the ones where we thought we were done and still found a way forward. You know the ones. The nights where the silence was deafening. The days where your own mind became your loudest enemy. The moments where giving up didn't just look easy. It looked reasonable. But look at you. You're still here. You've walked through things that could have broken you. And the fact that you're still standing, even if you're tired, even if you're still healing, means you're stronger than you know. The storm didn't take you out. It shaped you. And when you look back, you'll realize the storm wasn't the end. It was the beginning. The beginning of courage. The beginning of clarity. The beginning of you stepping into who you really are. So don't curse the storm. Learn from it. Let it clean you out. Let it sharpen you. Let it prepare you for what you asked for. Because you don't get a strong, steady life without walking through some thunder. Your future self, they're not scared of the storm. They're forged by it. So if you're in the middle of the chaos right now, breathe. It won't last forever. But who you become through it, that will. Keep your head up. This storm is part of your story, not the end of it. We often think greatness comes from grand gestures, massive leaps, big wins, overnight success. But real transformation, it starts with something much smaller. A choice, a moment, a single step in the right direction. See, it's not the mountain that breaks you. It's the pebble in your shoe that you ignore day after day. It's not the final decision that changes your life. It's the 100 tiny decisions that come before it. Waking up when you don't want to. Saying no when it would be easier to say yes. Speaking truth when silence feels safer. Trying again when you're tired of trying. These small steps may seem invisible now, but they are everything. Most people wait until they feel ready. But what if ready never comes? What if clarity only shows up after commitment? What if confidence is something you build by moving forward, not something you wait around to receive? The truth is, you don't need to leap. You just need to move. One honest step forward, one more rep, one tough conversation, one morning of showing up anyway. Progress isn't about speed, it's about direction. You don't have to change your entire life today. Just refuse to stay where you are. That's how mountains are moved. That's how identities are rebuilt. That's how legacies are born. And you want to know the most powerful thing? Small steps don't just create new results. They create a new you. Because every time you act in alignment with who you want to become, you reinforce that identity. You're no longer someone who wants to change. You're someone who is changing in real time. And yeah, some days the progress won't be obvious. Some days it'll feel like nothing's working. But that's not true. Something is happening. Muscles are growing. Character is forming. Resilience is being built. And your future self, they're watching and they're whispering, "Don't stop. I need you to keep going." So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop underestimating the power of one small move. Just take the next right step, then the next, then the next. Before you know it, the person you used to be, you'll barely recognize them. Keep your head up. Your future self is waiting on every step you take today. There's a gap between who you are right now and who you could be. And that gap, it's not filled with luck. It's not bridged by talent. It's built by choices. Small, consistent, often unseen choices. Every day, you're either closing that distance or making it wider. Your potential isn't some fantasy. It's not a nice idea to make you feel good. It's real. It's alive inside you, but it's waiting. Waiting for action. Waiting for courage. Waiting for alignment between your intentions and your behavior. You don't become the person you're meant to be by accident. You build them. Day by day, brick by brick. You build them through the early mornings when it's easier to sleep in, through the boundaries you hold when it would feel better to please, through the commitments you keep when no one else is watching. That version of you dream about, the one who feels grounded, driven, fulfilled, they don't arrive through motivation. They arrive through discipline, through ownership, through doing what's right over what's easy. And let's be honest, most people will never close that gap. They'll stay stuck in cycles, stuck in comfort, stuck in fear. They'll talk about change, post about growth, but never actually move. But not you. Because if you've come this far, it means something in you is done with excuses, done with delay, done with staying stuck in a version of life that no longer fits. Closing the distance between who you are and who you could be requires discomfort, requires sacrifice, requires silence. But on the other side, it's you, the real you, the one who wakes up with purpose, who walks with clarity, who speaks with power because they've earned it. Through the climb, not the shortcut. You might not be there yet, but that's okay, because every decision to rise, it brings you closer. Every time you say no to what drains you, and yes to what builds you, you shrink the gap. Every time you fail forward, instead of giving up, you're walking toward that higher version. So don't get discouraged if you can't see the finish line yet. Just take the next honest step. Keep closing the distance, because one day soon, you'll wake up, look in the mirror, and realize you made it. Not by magic, but by deciding every single day to move forward. Keep your head up. Your future self is closer than you think, and they're waiting to thank you. Your future self is real. Every choice you've made to get here, every moment of quiet discipline, every tear you wiped when no one was around, every tiny promise you kept to yourself when the world wasn't watching, it all matters. It wasn't wasted. It wasn't invisible. It was the foundation. And now something in you has shifted. Maybe you're not all the way there yet. Maybe you still stumble. Maybe the voices still come back. But you know you've changed. Deep down, you feel it. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you carry yourself now, it's different. You've learned to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. You've learned to hold your boundaries even when they cost you. You've learned to stop begging for people to see your worth, because now you do. That's not small. That's everything. Your future self, they've already seen what's waiting on the other side. They've already tasted the peace, felt the strength, walked through the freedom that's born from fire. And they're not looking back in disappointment. They're looking back in awe that you kept going. You see, the future isn't some fantasy. It's not some distant version of you living in a daydream. It's real. It's already taking shape right now, through what you choose when no one's clapping, through how you talk to yourself when no one's listening, through how you treat others when no one's watching. And the beautiful thing, you don't have to wait until someday to feel it. You can live like your future self today. You can walk like them, think like them, love like them, serve like them, speak like them. Because every time you do, you bring that future closer. The world doesn't need more perfect people. It needs more real ones, more healed ones, more brave ones who choose growth even when it's lonely. You're becoming that person, not all at once, but one clear choice at a time. So if no one's told you today, I'm proud of you. I see how far you've come. I see the weight you've carried. I see the work you've done when no one gave you credit for it. I see the moments you stayed soft when life tried to harden you. I see the mountain you've been climbing in silence. And your future self, they see it too. So when the doubt creeps in, when you feel behind, when the progress feels too slow, remember, you're already becoming the person you were meant to be. Don't stop. Don't shrink. Don't second guess your path. Keep your head up. Your future self is real, and they're waiting to thank you in person. If you made it this far, drop 100 in the comments so I know you're part of the 1% who's serious about growth.